My name is Mask Maker Buddy. I never believed in bad sets till I came face to face with one. Then I set out on a quest to find the worst themes and worst sets. I discovered many bad themes and bad sets, but my journey could never prepare me for what I would encounter. And quick note, I understand the designers have to come up with new and creative ideas for the LEGO group, and I'm not attacking them. I'm just criticizing some of the sets and themes they've put out. And also, if you like the sets I mentioned, don't take it too personal. I'm not attacking you or your childhood memories. I'm just criticizing some themes and sets that could have been properly handled. Anyway, let's get started.
Every dimension needs a hero. Every hero needs a special power. In Galidor, it's glinching. You can glinch to change form. What the fuck?
Ah, Galidor, how you will go down in infamy for almost killing LEGO. Honestly, Galidor seemed pretty promising from what it looked like. It had a TV show going for it, had an action figure series line that was made by LEGO, and it was an interesting concept. But unfortunately, it just didn't hold up. The sets were lackluster. The TV show was, well, it was something alright. And the heads were so terrifying, it reminded me of those terrible Star Wars buildable action figures. Holy shit! Anyway, honestly, who cares about Galidor? I want to see hero communism. That's the new hot thing in Russia right now. Let's look at it. You know what, on second thought, maybe Galidor's better. So you might be asking yourself, how did a theme like this get greenlit? Well, you gotta go back to 2001. LEGO was making a killing off of Bionicle. Sales were skyrocketing, and thanks to marketing and great promotional videos, the theme rose. And also, great video games as well. So, this obviously proved the bankability on construction figures. Now, of course, LEGO had done it with Throwbots/Slicers and Robo-Riders, but it was nowhere near as successful as Bionicle turned out to be. And this was during a time when they thought, hey, anything could be a success. Such is why they got the McDonald's tie-in, which they did with Bionicle as well. Unfortunately, they didn't have the same quality as their predecessor. Man, who would have thought this theme would turn into a Jack Stone? Am I right? I guess I am. Even though Galidor has a lot of flaws, there is one thing we have to thank for it. It didn't rely on the ball and socket system that was invented by Christian Faber. It relied on a ratchet joint system. This was a new system that had only been used on the Exotoa, Borak Queens, and Makuta, so it was still relatively new at the time. And it was only ever used again at that time on Alpha Team, so it was an interesting piece. After Galidor, this piece was retweaked a little bit and was eventually used in themes like Knight's Kingdom and Exoforce. And even today, the piece is still being used, showing you that ratchet joints do have a bright future after all. However, the same could not be said on the ones on Galidor. These unfortunately are very easy to rip off, and the action figures suffer that problem. This makes me wonder how annoyed some children must have felt having to put this thing together every 5 seconds while playing with it. As for scale, it's really tall compared to a minifigure. Now, let me demonstrate how a ratchet joint's supposed to work. Now, this is how Nick works. See the difference? Man, Nick's face is so nightmarish.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Now, Nick himself is laughably bad, but there was one Nick in particular I really wanted to rip apart, and that was the McDonald's promotional Nick. I originally ordered this on eBay, and along with another alien from McDonald's, but unfortunately it was stolen or got lost in the mail, so I feel really bad about it, and I just hope one day I'll be able to get it so I can make fun of it. But unfortunately, I'll have to make fun of it through photograph. Number 1. Why is his hair colored in with the machine or helmet or whatever is on his head? Shouldn't it be his own colored hair? 2. Why does his leg look like a blob of plastic? If you want to give the first people who are going to get into your theme a good impression of it, don't make the legs look like it's just a blob of plastic that was molded together quickly to cash a few bucks. And thirdly, that face, man. So in 2002, Lego Galidor started and ended, never to see a second wave. The TV show, on the other hand, did get a second season, but it didn't make it very far without the toy line. It's obvious, and I'm sure even to Lego, that this theme was a failure. The sets were overpriced, and the theme was very un-Lego-like. One of the few themes that would be considered very un-Lego-like.
Hey, is that one purple? Purple is my favorite color. Stop it!
The theme somehow managed to be kept alive by fans of the theme. The kid who played Nick in the TV show still regularly posts about Galidor, which is kind of crazy that he even does that. And it's kept alive by some pretty amazing mocks and some funny memes. So I guess in its own way, Galidor survived, and it became something. And that's really unique. Even though Lego Galidor was a failure, I can see where Lego was coming from. It was pretty ambitious for the time, and I can see why it's gained a fan base. So whether you like it or not, it has gained a place in Lego history as one of the strangest and worst themes.